Read with us all week long in our programs listed on our cflibguides.lonestar.edu page. Remember to like and share these videos. Now on with the show. Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Missy with Lone Star College Sci-Fair in Harris County Public Library, and I'm back with my son, Zach, and we are back for another book chat. And today we are talking about the sequel to one of the books that we did earlier on this year. We are going to talk about the book.
Do you remember what it is, Mom?
I do.
But do you remember?
They might if you show them the book. What book are we reading? What book are we talking about today? We're talking about Way of the Warrior Kid, Book 2.
Marc's Mission.
Marc's Mission. And this is
it's really good.
This is by Jocko Willink. And the first book, you could go back and watch our book chat for that one. That one was all about discovering what does it mean to be a warrior kid. Now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this book, and this book dives a little bit deeper into warrior kid, and it talks about the code in which you can live by if you're a warrior kid. And Zach is showing you, this is the warrior kid code. And the warrior kid code, so if we talk about this, there is, how many rules were there?
Wow.
Do you remember now? You were just showing it.
9.
There's 9.
But the last one, the last 9, I'm just gonna spoil it real quick.
Okay.
I am a warrior kid, and I am a leader.
Yes, I am a warrior kid and I am a leader. So in the first book, Marc drew up his code for his warrior kid. So this is his code for being a warrior kid. But as everybody knows, sometimes we add things to our own rules, or we have to make them even better. And this book kind of dives into that. He makes his code better. So
this is him before.
Yes, he was a wimpy kid before. And
he says, this guy can beat me in a foot race.
Yes. So this whole book, do you want to tell him what it's about, or do you want me to?
It's about, like, the Marc who, like, turned into a warrior kid. At first, he was a wimpy kid at first. But then he turned up into a giant man.
This is now, we're kind of getting into really living what it means to be a warrior kid. So it's not, you can write things down, and you can work out, and you can say that you believe in these things, but if you don't actually walk the walk, are you really a warrior kid? Well, that's what this book is about. It's about walking the walk and talking the talk and doing the things that a warrior kid would do. And Uncle Jake is back again in this book. And Uncle Jake, he is there to guide Marc once again in another summer adventure of learning to live by the warrior kid code. So yes, and there is Uncle Jake, and this is Uncle Jake in it. And
that's his like, he's smart, strong, brave.
He's all of those things. So we're going to start asking some questions about this book, and I want to see what Zach is going to say about
it.
All right?
Bring it on.
Okay. What does it mean to you? What does it mean to be a warrior kid?
It means to be, like, brave, important, like to stand up to other bullies.
Yes, to stand up for those that could be weaker than you, right?
Yes, and that's one of the warrior kid rules, actually.
It is one of the codes of the warrior kids. So that's what being a warrior kid means to you, is being strong and standing up for others that might be weaker than you. So it's in Marc's number 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So my next question for you, Zach, are you ready? Okay. Being bullied. Okay. So Marc was bullied in the first book, okay? And do you remember who he was bullied by?
Hold on, let me go to that. I literally had to go to those. Human Time Bomb.
Kenny.
Kenny Williamson.
Yes. So he was bullied by Kenny in the first book. And in the second book, he is being bullied by a boy named
Nathan.
Nathan.
But he's not using this. He's using his words.
Yes. So there's different kinds of bullies. And so Zach and I have had to talk a little about what does that mean? What do you think that bullies sometimes bully? So they're going to have different reasons. So what's one reason that Kenny had that he bullied with? He bullied because, do you remember?
Because he wanted the monkey bars all to himself.
He wanted the monkey bars all to himself, and he could because he was bigger than everybody else and nobody stood up to him. Now here's the other thing. So Nathan bullies with his words, and
which is like, oh man,
yes. So Nathan will bully with his words, but sometimes people bully because they're mad at people. Sometimes they want to feel stronger over other people. But sometimes people can also bully because they are jealous, right?
And sometimes they don't have what the other people have.
Yeah, so they're jealous of the other person.
They really want.
Yes.
And
yes. So sometimes that other kids or other bullies will bully because they see that that somebody has something that they want and they don't have it, and they think that is really cool and they are jealous of it. So yeah, I've got another question for you, Zach, and it's our last question before we do our reveal about our rating of the book. Now, this book also starts to talk about the value of things.
Oh,
okay?
What is the value of things?
Okay. Okay, so it starts talking a little bit about working hard for things versus having things given to us. So, in this book, Marc wants what?
A bike called
Do you remember what the bike looked like that he wanted?
Bentley.
That he wanted the Bentley bike, and it was all chrome and silver, and it was cool looking. But
he had a broken bike.
Not
exactly broken, but it was too small for him, I think.
No, it wasn't too small for him at all.
But
he left it outside and he didn't take good care of his things. And this book starts to talk a little bit about take care of the things that you have.
Yeah.
And if you take really good care of things, things will last longer. And, well, your parent might be more likely to buy you something if you treat it with a lot of respect. Well, Marc didn't. So he had to learn the hard way on how to
build his bike back.
He did. He had to do all of the hard work himself. And when you do all the hard work yourself, do you think it costs more or do you think it costs less to you?
It costs more to buy something?
Well, do you think that
I think
working hard on something, do you think it for you as the person, how much do you think it's worth now? Is it worth more or is it worth less to you that you worked really hard on it?
I think it's worth more.
Because you put all that hard work into it, right?
Yeah,
you had to put the elbow grease in, and you had to put the time in. Because one of the things is that you can work hard to be able to buy things. So if you really want a very expensive, like maybe a video game or something,
like a video game controller,
right?
Or a new bike,
right? And so what can happen is that you might have to work really hard to earn the money to buy those things, right? Right. Okay. Or you can work really hard to build the things or fix up the things that you're going to do. So, all right. So we've talked a little bit about that. So now I want to ask you, what did you think about the book? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. On the count of 3, we're going to show what we thought about the book, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ooh, you liked it? What does that mean? Oh, and you gave it a heart. I gave it a, because at first I wasn't really sure about this book. We were reading it and I was like, I don't know, I'm not sure if I like it as much as the first one. And then I was into it, and then I was like, oh, this book is kind of sad. And I started to get sad. And then we got to the very end and I loved it.
Mom,
So
you picked 3?
I did. I picked 3. Haha. All right.
I only picked 2.
At first, I thought I'm not so sure about it. So if you start reading it, and parents, if you start reading it and you think I'm not so sure about this, I get it. I understand, because then you get into it and you're like, oh, this is kind of sad. There's some sad spots in it, especially if you really understand it.
And then it's a heart.
And then we both fell in love with it. I love this series.
Mom,
I hope Jocko Willink will write more, because it is a wonderful series, and I want to hear more about Marc and him keep growing and doing more. All right. So, boys and girls, we really hope that you will read this book. We hope that you enjoy it. It definitely makes you keep thinking about giving thanks for things that you have, because you might not also be is lucky enough to have all of the wonderful things that everybody else has. So we want to say thank you.
Bye.
And happy reading.
Yes.
And
Mom's gonna play the ukulele.
Bye, guys. Yes.
Wow. So just pretend we made this book. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay, we made this book, which we didn't, Jocko Willink.
Okay, so just pretend we made this book, and we took very good care of it. But imagine if we just bought this book like we did, and we just smashed it up, we bent it, we ripped the pages. But we're not going to do that, okay? Mom, I think it's this on this book. Ready? Bing, 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 bing.
Awesome.
Maximum heart rate.